Alright, let's see if that works. I've made a few settings changes. I have done absolutely nothing else. So I actually I'm going to be streaming the exact same thing I was streaming yesterday. For whatever reason, the way that I have to do stuff. Does this say 20 minutes? Hey, well, the mic works. That's good. So yeah, I streamed like 2.5 hours yesterday, and not a single lick of audio was recorded from my mic because I had it set to my Oculus. And so my Oculus obviously isn't plugged in, everybody, so I had no vocal audio for 2.5 hours. And the funny thing is when it comes to Elite Dangerous, everything is a grind. Everything takes time. It's just an absolute nightmare to do anything in this game. And if you're trying to do it quickly. So trying to redo yesterday's video into like a shorter, condensed YouTube video would take like 2 days to do. Because like it would take another 2.5 hours for me to record the video, and then I would have to cut out all of the, not just the mistakes, but all of the grinding stuff just to get to the good stuff. And even then, I would probably have to end up voicing over a couple of things, just with the way Elite is, with the way streaming and all that stuff is. It would be an absolute nightmare. I don't know what Eagle we're in today. Looks like we're on the blue missile. Burst inertial impact. Nice. So we'll get back to what we were doing yesterday. We'll completely redo it. We're Corvette hunting, essentially, for bounty hunting. We're bounty hunting Corvettes. And the best way to do that is to find assassination missions. At least this is how it was yesterday. It might have changed completely overnight, but this is how I did it yesterday. You find a bounty hunting mission, or an assassination bounty hunting mission. You know, take out known pirate, in this case Hilton Divot, with the threat indicator, high threat level of 8. I tried to go for the rare materials, because trying to grind these, doing anything else, is literally mind-numbing. It just melts your fucking brain. So essentially what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to try to do a condensed version of what I did yesterday, just to like get through it. And then what I'm going to do is just really going to go have some bounty hunting fun, and either a high res or something. But essentially what I did yesterday was I compared burst lasers with inertial impact. In this case, grade 4 burst laser, grade 4 short range blaster with inertial impact, and I completely forgot what I was doing. So this Eagle has chaff, but it's completely and utterly unnecessary, as my other Eagles don't have chaff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a heat sink on this. Because I'm going to need the heat... I need the heat sink more than I need... I need the heat sink more than I need chaff, in all honesty. If I fly perfectly, or at least, like, good enough... if I fly good enough, I'm not going to need the chaff. So I'm going to get rid of it entirely. I'm going to throw a heat sink on there simply because burst lasers with inertial impact and short range blaster, they generate a lot of heat. Well, it's not like railgun levels or plasma accelerators levels, but the ship does get hot. Generally, it'll probably get closer to overheating 3 to 4 times in this fight. So we're just going to replace this module. We're going to throw a heatsink on there. We're going to... now, we'll store the current module I probably have like 30 or 40 stored modules here. I have 80. Wow, they bumped it up. It used to be only able to store 40. Now you can store 200. Interesting. I have 54 stored hard points. Good lord. How many railguns do I have? Well, I only have 2 of them. They're kind of meh. They're not even engineered. That's not engineered either. None of these are engineered. And I for whatever reason, I only have 1 for pulse laser. No, these are not my stored modules. Oh, here we go. Yeah, okay. Much better. Much better. I was like, none of these are engineered. None of these are engineered either. What are these? Overcharged. I don't know why I have these, in all honesty. Because I have those on my Corvette right now. So I don't know why I have 2 of these. But all of these... Oh, look, this one has incendiary rounds. All these are overcharged, which they really should be short range. You don't need... What are these? You don't need 4 kilometers of engagement range. You really don't. Seeker. This is that pre-engineered one, but none of these are engineered. So they're kind of just like there. 3D. Interesting. What are these modified with? Rapid fire? Oh yeah, these went on my Imperial Courier. I have so many fragmentation cannons. Double shot, double shot, double shot. Double shot. Wow, grade 5 double shot. These are probably, let me guess. Oh yeah, these go on my vultures. So this was like, these are my only, this one's not even fully grade 5. But these are my only grade 5 modules that I have in engineering, except for like a frameshift drive. I got 10 plasma accelerators. I remember when I first started this game, where just like the thought of owning a plasma accelerator was mind-boggling to me. I never in my life would have ever thought of that I would own a plasma accelerator. Now I have 10 of them. Overcharged, overcharged. This one has flow control though. 17. Where's the power draw though? Oh, I'm gonna have to go here. 1.9 to 1.7. That's worthless. Overcharged, overcharged. These should be short range. Yeah, so these are short range. They're doing about 120 damage per shot, absolute. So these will knock out 240 damage worth of shields, like straight up, not including resistances and things like that. And then when you throw on the resistances, actually, where am I at as far as power goes? I totally wasn't paying attention to that. 11.8 versus, I had chaff. Here it is. Takes 4 megawatts of distributor draw. Good lord. But the power draw itself is the same, so that's neat. Alright. So let's get to it. I think we should have that. I think we should have our jump destination still selected. Probably not, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, we do.
Landing coupler disengaged. Restrict speed until clear of the station perimeter.
Almost hit that NPC, but we'll be okay. I'm just waking up, so I'm a little groggy. I'm a little slow. It's going to be... It's going to be really interesting to try and fight this Corvette. I'm assuming it's a Corvette because every assassination high threat level 8 mission that I took that wasn't... I don't take wing missions. Like, before you used to be able to take wing missions by yourself, it was more of a suggestion rather than, like, a rule. And now it's just a straight up rule unless you're, you know, grade 5 prismatic with, like, just absolutely hopped up... God, I'm gonna have to hunt this guy down, aren't I? Nav beacon data. We've added targets. Last known position. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna actually have to hunt this guy down. Neat. It'll be probably the first Corvette. I'm gonna go to the nav beacon just simply because that one's the closest dropout point. Yep, there he is. Feral Shadow. It's like a cringy high school goth name. Good lord. He's gonna run into the sun, isn't he? Oh wow, he actually got me. We're going to boost around. We're gonna try and get out of his blind spot. We're gonna get up close and personal. And we're gonna sit here, essentially. Like, again, this is like threat level 8, something that you normally wouldn't jump into when it comes to, like, just regular... fucking up, dude. Like, so you wouldn't normally jump into a threat level 8 signal source, unless you were, like, super confident in your abilities. You want to stay, like, slightly off to the left when he does get in front of you. It doesn't look like we outdid the shield cell bank. So, as you can tell, we're dropping heat sinks every now and then, because these do generate an absolute just insane amount of power. You know, I'm kind of sad that these known pirates that have amassed oh, I fucked up. Nope, actually I didn't. I'm still good. That, like, these known pirates that have hundreds of thousands of credits worth of bounties. They own a federal Corvette, for fuck's sake. They still have the stock gray paint job. like that's the dumbest thing. And they like to open up with their plasma accelerators. Oh, I fucked up here again. The Eagle's very forgiving. In all honesty, the Eagle is very forgiving when you make those mistakes. Oh, he's on me now. So if he has any turrets, he'll definitely be hitting me with the turrets. It doesn't look like he has any, so you'll most likely be gimbaled. So you want to stay outside of the gimbal range, which I'm not doing. Does he really only have plasma accelerators? What is this guy doing? We haven't destroyed his other modules, so there's no way he's running fully fixed, is he? We gotta cool down. It doesn't take too long to cool down. The heat sink just kind of helps with our overall DPS output. We're gonna miss his shields. His shields are gonna come back up, which is gonna be rough. But he's not popping a shield cell bank, which is kind of interesting. Oh, there it is. Okay, well, it was nice to meet you too. Now he's shooting me with turrets? Okay. Well, I almost escaped with that scot-free. Oh, he's got a cannon underneath it, too. Interesting. I would much prefer to keep shooting. Okay, those are down again. And now he's suddenly able to keep up with me, which is really weird. But he only has 2%, so only a couple more hits and he's dead. You know, I kind of would have laughed had he hit me with that last cannon, because it probably would have killed me. And I go, oh yeah, the eagle's so forgiving and happy, and it's like, eh. I don't know if I have bi-weaves on these. Probably not. I think I just have regular shields, because regular shields on small ships, they just recharge so fast anyway. Like, unless you want, like, a 10-second spin-up time. Ooh, excuse me. Like, unless you want, like, a 10-second spin-up time, bi-weaves just aren't worth it on small ships, in my opinion. And so, yeah, I thought I didn't need chaff. Well, chaff didn't really do anything for me, in all honesty. Chaff rarely does anything against NPCs. I think it's because they might indeed, like, I think they might run a crew. I think if the ship runs, you know, 3 crew members, I think they might run 3 crew members. And again, especially with turrets, and I'm not too sure why he waited for my shields to be offline to open up with pulse lasers in that cannon. I think he had multi-cannons too. I'm not sure why he waited so long, but he did. I mean, honestly, he probably could have killed me had that... God, it's behind the planet. Fuck. Like, had he actually been a threat level 8, had he actually, like, been wanting to kill me instead of, like, the last, like, 2 seconds. And honestly, if I hadn't gotten that close and bonked him, I probably wouldn't have lost shields. Probably. Because I can actually tank a plasma accelerator shot in this eagle, but not my other eagle. So, yeah, it's really, really weird. I don't know why I'm able to tank one, but I'm able to tank a plasma accelerator shot in this one rather than my other eagle. My other eagle is resistant augmented, whereas this one is thermal resistance. So I only have a thermal resist on... Okay. Thank you. So I only have added thermal resistance on this, which I don't know if it completely negates the thermal, what do you call that? I'm not sure what you call it. But essentially, it's, I know it's like a weakness, but there's another term for it. Anti-resistance. But yeah, the other thing that you gotta pay attention to is once you take hull damage, you do have to go to advanced maintenance and upgrade the ship integrity again, because you will start taking added damage the lower your ship integrity is. I'll just take those. I wasn't really paying attention to that, but I think my reputation is now 0 with that faction, which is okay in my opinion. So this one is another eagle, except instead of 3 grade 4 pulse lasers with inertial impact, I got 1 cyto scrambler with short range and 2 cannons with short range. So the cannons are essentially just like, you don't need anything more than a single cyto, trust me. A single small cyto is good enough. It's perfectly fine. It's got less of a jump range, it's got less armor, but it's got more shields. I think I was running missiles and a beam laser on this before. I might actually be able to run a legitimate, an actual shield booster on this now. Because I think the power consumption is significant. Yeah, it's a lot lower. But then again, it looks like this power plant is significantly more upgraded. Yeah, grade 4. So this power plant is way better than my other one. So we're gonna throw a shield booster on it. So this will do. I know A's do like 20% boost when it comes to like overall shield stuff. So we're gonna store the weight shift scanner because I don't think we can actually sell those. But this, let's just compare it to the other shield boosters. So yeah, okay, shield boost right over here. I was lost on that. So when you're going for a resistance shield booster, you actually don't need an A grade shield booster. You want to go with D's because they're the lightest. So it'll do about 8, but then you can put the exact same amount of resistance upgrades as you could on the A, whereas this is a 20% shield boost. But usually when you're going full resist, you're actually also going for shield recharge time. You're going for more effective hit points rather than outright hit points, which is again why you want to go with the D rather than anything else. It's the lightest, and it's obviously the second least because you do have E's, which are heavier. But let's see what my shields are now. It was 120 before, and now it's 146.9. So we should be okay as far as shields go. We should maybe be able to take a plasma accelerator round this time. Though I found it weird because the Corvettes seem to do less plasma accelerator damage than the Anacondas. It's really, really weird that the Anaconda plasma accelerator actually did more than the Corvette, and I'm not too sure. And again, because there are so little shields on the Eagle, I'm not 100% sure if the Anaconda shot us first with other weapons before the plasma accelerators. But the Corvettes seem to want to hit you with the plasma accelerator first, and in the last case, knock the shields down before shooting you with the other weapons, which I thought was weird. But yeah, the Anacondas, I have like a little bit of a different AI, it would appear. But yeah, admittedly, the main thing that you want to go for, like a one downside to small ships, is their lack of hull damage. Like again, you can get the Cyto Scrambler, you can upgrade it. In this case, I have. Even not upgraded, so one Cyto Scrambler I would say would be on par with 3 small burst lasers, or I think it's like a legitimately comparison to a large beam laser, unmodified, just stock to stock. Except the Cyto Scrambler takes less power draw, it takes less distributor draw, and it causes less heat. Like, the Cyto Scrambler is better than a beam laser in almost every way, except for hull damage. I think we're actually going to have to scan the nav beacon. Except for hull damage. So, the one thing, that's what everybody, that's like the main consensus that I have grabbed from looking up Cyto Scramblers, is that people think that they're underpowered because they don't do hull damage. But, is this my guy? No, it's not my guy, it's an asp. But, one of the main things that a lot of people don't pay attention to is it's literally a large beam for shields. And you can put it on anything. In fact, you can even put it on a ship with only medium hardpoints and you'd still be coming out on top. There's not another, there won't be another shield damaging module until Class 3 hardpoints, which a majority of ships have these days. But you're not going to... We'll just deploy these until... But again, you're not going to have those until, like, you're in a Vulture, or you're in one of the Alliance ships, maybe a Federal Assault ship. So, yeah, basically we're just going to wait for him to drop in. I'm going to take a sip of coffee, and he's probably going to drop in while my hands are off the keyboard. But, yeah. It's not until you get to the you start getting to the more expensive ships that you're even going to notice this. So you could literally Diamondback Scout, Diamondback Explorer. Like the Diamondback Explorer has 2 medium and 1 large hardpoint. So you're like, well, why would I run Cyto Scramblers on the mediums? Ooh, because it's the equivalent of a large beam. Like, there's nothing, and the thing is the medium hardpoints do take quite a negative hit, especially the kinetic weapons. They do take quite a big of a negative hit if you're not running cannons or plasma accelerators or rail guns. Like, if you're not going to be running, like, these, like, high skill weapons, I really don't think this guy's going to drop in. That's kind of booty cheeks. Interesting. Usually they drop in. So let's get out of here. But yeah, if you have access to it, which shipping lanes 22, 249. It just says hip 2249 to hip. What does that even mean? Am I gonna have... Oh, here we go. Threat level 4. I thought this was supposed to be threat level 8. You know what? I'm not even gonna pay attention to it. That would make a lot more sense. That would be hilarious if the mission target signal source was the legitimate threat level of it, whereas this mission is supposed to be threat level 8. Oh, we forgot to turn in our other thing. I don't think this is going to tell me what my threat level is. But yeah, this is going to be another Corvette. And we're just going to do apples to apples. Because these threat level Corvettes, they seem to have 2 huge plasma accelerators, bar none. That seems to be the bare minimum. They always seem to have a large cannon. And then the mediums and the small hard points seem to alternate between what they have on them. And we have another cruise ship down there. But yeah, so so they do seem to be relatively similar as far as damage output goes. But honestly, and this is one of the only ways to get a Corvette, an NPC Corvette, to fight you outside of a combat zone with a federal with a federal side. I mean, other than that, there's legitimately no way. You're not going to find these in Hazred sites. You're going to find anacondas and pythons and other things. So this is like one of the only ways that I found to like directly compare ships to each other. It's like, how much like when I was doing this yesterday, I was taking about 65 to 70%, like I was down to 65 to 70% hull. So I was taking about 30 to 35% damage to my hull yesterday on when fighting Corvettes with these 2 Eagles. So to me, they're pretty on par. They're almost identical, except in this case, this one's a little bit faster. It has a little bit more power, so I can throw a little bit more at the shields. So again, we have in this case, we have significantly more shield hit points than my other Eagle, despite the other Eagle being a more of a resistance build. Oh, shit. Jesus Christ. That was close as fuck. Wow, whoa, he's shooting at me now. see if I can focus this. Let's see if I can do the flawless victory this time. I've actually had instances where I've dropped into one of these things and I've had multiple targets to attack. They're the same NPC name, same ship, same everything. But yeah, this guy's got 2 huge plasma accelerators. I'm assuming he's got a big. I'm assuming he's got a large cannon on the bottom. And now, essentially, what I can do, because I'm only shooting cannons now, is I can actually level these out, which I don't normally do, because I actually don't need all that much power going to my weapons. I need more shield and more maneuverability. I still can't take plasma accelerator shots, apparently. Again, he waits till my shields go down to hit me, which is interesting. I think my shields should come back up relatively fast because I do have power in them. And I am definitely going to take a lot more damage this time around than I did last time. Why is he shooting plasma accelerators at me? He's got burst lasers? Shit. That didn't help. I think I'm missing. His plasma, his bursts don't seem to be doing all that much. This is actually going to be a really close fight. Ah, my shields are back on, you dumb bitch. Oh, and they almost went down again. Woo! I am botching this really hard. Oh, his shields are back online. Oh, he hit me with that. I'm surprised he hit me with that cannon. My shields are going to go down again. Damn it. Let's throw some, let's throw all the power into the shields, because why not? See if we can't get them up. Not just faster, but keep them up once they are up. Ooh, running ragged here. These do seem to be a lot harder than they were yesterday, which is interesting. Oh well. He's gonna hit me with the cannon. Let's see, this guy's gonna be wanted and he's gonna be mission target as well. Oh no, he's just wanted. Do we do it? He throws 600,000, he's deadly, and he's just sitting there. Menacingly. Let's see what he's got. Plasma accelerators, cannons, multi-cannons, and burst lasers. He's got the exact same loadout. He's got chaff, though. Point defense. Wow, he's got a lot of point defenses. I'm gonna go for it. Because this guy's only threat level 4. Cerberus. Was that this guy's name? Oh, it is literally the same exact guy. But he's just sitting here. I mean, he's awake. Let's see how this goes. We can always leave. What we got? The shields seem to be stronger than last time. Shields are definitely stronger than last time. So this time we put all pips into shields just to try and keep them up as best as we can. I think I'm reloading. Yeah, I was reloading. Shit, missed. It's gonna suck if I run out of ammo. I think I'll be okay though. God, fighting a pesky gnat like this in my Corvette, I'd lose my goddamn mind. I'd just leave. It's like, this is bullshit, and then I'd leave. Missed it. Shit. Oh. Hey, we survived the plasma accelerator shot. But hey, yeah, like, see, they always open up with the plasma accelerators. It's really weird. Like, I get, like, plasma accelerators are super high alpha damage, but good lord. Like, these guys could easily have killed me. His shields are gonna come back up. God damn it. Actually, no, we'll keep it. We'll keep it low. Actually, we might not be able to do that. We might need... Oh, god damn it. Ah, oh, damn it. Hey, we took less damage against this guy than we did the other guy, which is the exact same guy, so I don't feel too bad. Our shields lasted way longer than they did before, so So, you know, kudos to the first pirate lord that we took out. The second guy absolutely did nothing. That was wordless. But I mean, the first guy actually put up a bit of a fight. He took out most of our hull, so kudos to the first guy. The second guy, you just kind of rolled over there. Although, I mean, I almost flawless victory that second guy, so that was good. Oh, good lord. Let's do a step up now. Let's do a step up to let's get some fuel. Let's go a step up. What I want to try is I'm gonna do an app, just like the dumbest thing I've ever done. I'm gonna put Cyto Scramblers on my Viper Mark IV. Because I think that's my next combat ship up from this, as far as cost goes. Right now I'm running 2 railguns and 2 plasma accelerators. I'm not sure what they're running as far as upgrades go. No, actually, I know the rails have sturdy mount because that's what lowers the thermal load on them. But the plasma accelerators might be running short range. I'm not too sure. I know that the sturdy mount railguns are grade 4. I'm not too sure what it is for the plasma accelerators, however, so I'm not too sure. I will have to get Cytos. I'll have to buy Cytos again. But from then on, I think I should at least be able to do grade 1 short range, but I'm going to have 2 of them, so I don't think I'm going to need short range grade 3. And I don't know how to fly the Mark IV. It has been... It is one of my least flown ships. Like, straight up, one of the least flown ships that I have. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die with the Viper, but yeah, we can try. But outside of the Vulture, the Eagle is one of the more forgiving small ships to fly it with, if you have the engineers to do so. If you don't have the engineers, small ships there's no way to take out a large enemy or a large ship, or a ship that takes up a large landing pad would be the best way to put that. I think this is landing pad 23. It is not. Oh, we're supposed to go to 29. Ha! We're blind.
500 meters from touchdown.
We probably took a lot more ship integrity damage this time around than we did last time. No, still 10%. Interesting. That is very interesting. So we'll turn these missions in. Get biotech. Oh no, those were advanced firmwares. Let's see. Yeah, absolutely 0. We're hostile. They don't like us at all. So let's go to the shipyard. Let's see what we got as far as ship goes. Oh, next one. This is not a combat ship, ironically. This is... Yeah, I got nothing on here. I got a good frameshift drive. I got thrusters. Oh yeah, I was using this for passenger missions. So here's my Mark IV. It's got grade 4 overcharged. It's got grade 4 sturdy mounts. The sturdy mounts lower the heat generation. So the Viper Mark IV is faster everywhere. It has 120 more shield hit points. It's got a hell of a lot more armor. It's got a higher jump range, but it's not maneuverable. This thing weighs an absolute metric ton, or 190 metric tons. But yeah, so far, this actually has better modifications on the thrusters than my Eagles, so that's a plus. It's got a shield booster on it, resistance augmented, bi-weave reinforced. This actually is not the best thing to do with bi-weaves. You actually want to go thermal resistance, and then accompany it with resistance augmented shield things. But yeah, we'll use this. I'll throw some sidos on it. I'm not going to use the railguns. Honestly, the railguns were just kind of an experiment, because I needed something to put in the smalls for good shield penetration, or good shield damage. So we're going to go to burst lasers. We're going to go to Suito scramblers. We're going to store the current modules, because these rails are actually quite useful. I could put them on my my Corvette or my Anaconda. Actually, I should probably put them on my Anaconda. Though, the small railguns that I have on my Anaconda don't generally generate all that much heat anyway. As you can tell, probably the... Let's see. Let's go back to railguns. These take a little bit more power, even with the sturdy mount. So these weigh a shit ton. But yeah, see, the thermal load's down 24%. The armor piercing is up. You don't need armor piercing with railguns, because they already have 100% armor penetration, so they're not actually going to take any negative. So plasma accelerators and railguns take no negative resistances, or the damage isn't reduced by the armor hardness. So if you have a weapon with 30% or 30 pen armor penetration, and you go up against a Corvette, you're already doing half of the damage the weapon should be doing. Like, just straight up, it is one of the most irritating things about Elite Dangerous, is you don't know that if you're not, like, into the combat system. But it looks like we are completely and utterly out of knackle. So this will be the last upgrades that I can do for Cytos. So let's get yet another Corvette combat mission. Let's actually turn in our thingy-majiggers. Let's do some missions. I didn't fly... Who's this for? Who's the giver of this mission? Guardians of Tradition? Okay, good. We're not doing anything for the main faction here, which is White Chip Operations. I'm trying not to do... Well... This doesn't give materials. Who gives these? Stars of the Fall? Okay, yeah, we'll take this one then. So we should be able... Now, again, I don't fly this ship at all. Like, at all. So, this is going to be a very rough... this is going to be a very rough combat sortie. I might die. Do I have chaff? I think I have chaff. Oh no, I have a point defense on it, don't I? So,
Detach confirmed. You are clear to leave.
Oh, don't let me get... Oh, I love the way the Viper sounds. So the original Viper is actually... So one of the main reasons that I actually have the way that the fire group was set up was to alternate railguns, so I could, you know... One shot, one shot, one shot, one shot. It doubled my rate of fire, and thus technically doubling my DPS. But it also like saved me if I missed one shot. I didn't miss two shots. one of the other things is again, the heat. The Viper Mark IV actually runs kind of hot. So you want to keep the heat down, and that's why I have the plasma accelerators on alternate. Again, in case I missed one shot, I don't actually miss both shots, and then I can alternate it. I can shoot one at a time, double the rate of fire, and technically double the DPS. Technically, you know, do all that, but still keep the heat relatively down. So once again, it doesn't look like we're going to have to hunt this guy. Thank God. What is this? It's Cobra Mark III. It's so hard to tell what this shape is. Down there. It's so hard to tell what that shape is sometimes. Like, that's obviously a Diamondback. I think the Scout and the Explorer look relatively the same from up top. It's more of the side profile and the bottom that you're able to tell them apart. But I would say, I don't know if I'm going to be staying in this nav beacon for all that long. Oh, I can actually speed up to see if they drop back in. The Viper sounds so just nasty. Let's see. It just says E. So, we'll go back. We'll keep that just in case. We're going to sit here just for a little bit. See if he does... There he is. Again, I really don't know how to fly the Viper, so... I'm tapping the orbit button, the lower orbit, basically the F key. The thing that goes down vertically, essentially. We're going to take this plasma accelerator shot. God, this is rough. I don't know how to fly this fucking shit. I don't know where it's more maneuverable at. Like, I don't know if it's more maneuverable while orbiting or just thrusting forward. Like, the Eagle does not like to orbit to save its life. It really, really doesn't. Whereas this one seems to like to orbit a little bit more. Like, large ships love to orbit. That's pretty much what I'm doing right now. I'm orbiting, oh man, I'm barely hitting this thing's shields. Oh, that does not bode well for my plasma accelerators. Alright, we're just gonna hold those down. He's gonna go into his more aggressive fighting style. Oh, that knocked off 6% of hull. That was neat. It would be really nice if, I think I've only fired the left one so far. That's rough. Wow, I missed both of those. Okay. So far, not so good. Come on. Loading. Okay, now I'm getting help from everybody else, so... I can just focus on hitting my plasmas. They're nice. With plasma accelerators, you kind of want to aim underneath the aiming reticle. I should probably be giving tips and tricks on this. We're gonna fire the right one again, and we'll fire the left. You wanna aim down for the bottom of the reticle. You're more likely to hit them at that point. Let's go down a little bit. Again, the Viper runs like ridiculously hot. We got some help from System Defense Force, it looks like. Got a couple of green ones. A couple of green. A couple of greenies. So... comparing this to the Eagle, it was definitely a lot harder to fly. It was a lot harder to fly. And it wasn't until I got into... I actually used my point defense, or well, the point defense used itself. But it was definitely a lot harder to fly, especially with the plasmas. One of the main reasons that I was able to hit the shields in the way that I was hitting them is because it is an egg shape. So I was able to hit the shields when I wasn't technically on target, which is, again, the only reason that I was actually able to hit those shields the majority of that fight. And it wasn't, obviously, as you people saw, it wasn't until the other NPCs, jumped in that I was actually able to hit those plasma accelerator shots with any sort of reliability. And even though it was a big ship, the Corvette, when it comes to NPCs, the Anaconda is actually a lot more maneuverable than the Corvette, but the Corvette is, at least stats-wise, more maneuverable, depending on how you set it up, than the Anaconda. So it's one of those things where it's like, but could I have taken it out without the NPCs jumping in? Probably. I definitely took significantly less damage, obviously, because my shields didn't even go down. But I do think that the Viper is a lot harder to fly than the Eagle. It's the time on target is definitely significantly less. I wouldn't recommend anything, like, honestly, I wouldn't recommend... This is more of a pack fighter. To have a whole bunch of... a lot of wings, at least 2 or 3. That way you can kind of alternate the aggro of the Corvette. Like, the Corvette, obviously, once you saw, it decided to go after NPCs because the NPCs were causing more damage to it. So you can alternate aggro. You can alternate aggro on your friends. So if your shield's about to go down, one of your friends can jump in and start hammering in on them. More than normal. Like so the way you alternate aggro is one person does a majority of the damage, and then once their shields, I have no idea what landing pad I'm going to, and then once majority of their shields go down, they break off. They stop doing damage to the Corvette. Then another wingmate jumps in and starts doing a majority of the damage, and then the Corvette will alternate to that friend. And so that's kind of how you pack hunt with small ships. I know I didn't take any damage there, but I still wanted to do some sort of integrity upgrade, because it's been a while since I've flown this, and I think the last time I did, the shields did go down, and I just didn't do anything, so... Support. Who are we supporting? Captain Dudaris. Is it Dudaris or Duradas? I think it's Duradas. Duradas? Again, that just reminds me of Star Trek. Infiltrate megaship. See, these aren't illegal. which is weird. Like, anybody can scan these megaship links, and like, no one really cares. Who are these for? Oh, these are certain source links. But let's go to the next combat ship up in my florway, which I don't think any of these are actually combat capable. This is supposed to be a mining ship, so yeah, I have cannons and a beam laser. So we're not gonna use that. I think the other one, nope, that's still the same one. Pack hounds and beam lasers. I wouldn't necessarily say that this is a fighter either. It's going to be slower and just as unmaneuverable. What do I have on this? I think these are a plasma accelerator and a multi-cannon? The fuck was I smoking? This isn't even halfway built. This isn't even built at all. Oof. That's probably what I was thinking. So that's nothing. This is much better. So we'll go just a little bit of a step up from those other ones because they're not really built at all, and we're kind of in the middle of Corvette hunting. So this is probably, a lot of people say that this is the best, one of the best combat ships in the game. And I would have to agree in a little bit. If for the main reason, so if for the main reason of its maneuverability, when this and the Federal Fertilance have the same thruster controls, so to speak. That one's kill a ton of them. Big Al Watt. Well, we're gonna go after this guy because he's got grade 5. This one's firmware. Who's this for though? Travel Unlimited. So I'm not doing anything for the white tip operations. This is a player faction, and this is a player faction. I'm not doing anything for these because at this point in time, I believe we're in an expansion. Yeah, which I don't know if that was actually our goal or not. But we're there, so I'm trying not to do anything for that faction. I mean, we're constantly going to 22-249. But anywho, on to my other thing. So this has about 1,000 shields. It's definitely resistance based. Here, I'll show you the stats later once I'm out of the station. But one of the main reasons that I'm not running, I'm not going to be running a heat sink on here is because it definitely needs the brain, please. It definitely needs the booster over the thing. So see, I have 1,000 shields. I got probably 2,000. I got a little bit over 2,000 with kinetic damage, a little over 2,000 with explosive, and about 1,200 with thermal. 1,200, maybe 1,300 with thermal resistance. So I have a lot of shields, and then I have a good amount of armor. I have 1,500 hit points, which ironically was pretty close to my Corvette before I really got into. Before I really got into engineering, I had I got into engineering a little bit, so I upgraded the power plant so that I could run plasma accelerators or all of the shield, so I could run the shield cell banks, the shield boosters, and the plasma accelerators. But I didn't really mod the weapons or anything like that. I think we're just gonna go here. I think we're just going to go to this one. Because last time we got double. And I'm not going to lie, I don't think I've ever had the shields go down on my Viper. Well, there's my target. Wanna know how I know? If I get 3 of these, that's going to be hilarious. He's probably going to catch me, though. Maybe. Once we get into, like, the quote-unquote, freighter lanes or the traffic lanes or whatever, once we're, like, outside of planets, I think you can interdict pretty far. I'm still gaining on him, which is interesting. I think that, yeah, I think this is going to be okay. I have no idea what this dude's called. Miguel? Miguel Bricks? Oh, lost him. Oh, if we get 3 of these, this is going to be rough. This is going to be really rough if we get 3 of them. I do, and I don't hope we get 3 of them, because I'm not in my Corvette, and I cannot take a beating whatsoever in this. I don't have shield cell banks to save my life. Let's just hope that my inertial impact burst lasers are able to take down this Corvette in a fairly decently quick manner. Okay, I can actually speed up. Okay, we want everything into weapons. And again, this is... the Vulture is also a very forgiving ship. To fly in. You know, you can make a lot of mistakes in it, which I'm going to, obviously. I think it's... with the way I have it set up, it's just as maneuverable, if not just a teensy bit more, than my Eagle. We're gonna let it cool down a little bit. Because the Vulture also does run relatively hot. Probably because I have an overcharged, yeah, I think it's overcharged power plant. Or an overloaded power plant, or whatever you want to call it. But, yeah, like, once you get to this level of combat ship, you really don't need anything else. This is probably one of the better combat ships that I have, just simply because of its staying power. It has a lot of staying power with. Well, that was done. That was done quickly. Doesn't look like the other guy jumped in, and it doesn't look like we had a double spawn like we did last time. These white tip ops? Interesting. Like your reward at Ivan. I'm gonna wait around just for a little bit. See if they actually jump in or not. They're probably not going to. But who knows? But yeah, like obviously this actually I'll probably leave. So as you can tell, these inertial impact burst lasers are significantly superior to the small ones. Oh, also something that you want to notice is I did say that the Fertile Lance and the Vulture have very similar thruster settings. So even though I'm down to literally 1 pip in engines, unlike with the Viper. Oh yeah, and the Eagle has very similar. I still have a lot of power going to the thrusters. More than actually I thought. Like, see, if I reset this, I gain about 10 kilometers a second, or 10 meters a second, and then I gain probably another 10. So my top speed is almost unhampered by the fact that I have almost no power to engines. Basically, with all the pips into engines, the only thing that I'm gaining is recharge speed of Le Boost. But yeah, what I used to run on this was... God, what did I run on this? Oh yeah, the fragmentation cannons. So I'll run frag cannons for like a sort of assassin build. But then like the more that I got into it and the more that I thought about it, the less it made sense to do that. Because it had very little staying power. You did need to be very close. Like, you still need to be very close with this. Don't get me wrong. With this one, you still need to be close. You're not going to hit small ships with it. To be quite frank, you're just not going to hit small ships with burst laser inertial impact. Unless you're on a small ship. And even then, it's kind of a pain in the butt. But, yeah, with this, you're not going to hit small ships. So you don't really go after small ships. With the frag cannons, you'll hit them, but you're still not going to be doing all that much damage to them. So, you know, pick and choose your poison. And then with the fragmentation cannons, you're going to have very low ammo. And that's kind of the issue that I have with frag cannons, is you have absolutely no ammo to do anything with them. They have an insanely slow reload. Like, oh yeah, but the DPS is 1300 or whatever. It's like, okay. It's like 1300 only if you hit all the pellets, and only if you're close enough, and only if the target doesn't sidestep, and things like that. Like, there's just so many things that cause the damage of fragmentation cannons to, like, just lose damage overall. Whereas with the burst laser initial impact, like, yeah, again, you need to be close, but you don't need to be as close. And you're more likely to do a majority of the damage that your weapon is outputting, rather than not. Like, I don't think I missed a single shot against that Corvette. And I was able to stay close, I was able to stay in the blind spot. It was just significantly better overall. And so, like, I was like, you know what? Grade 5 double shot frag cannons. You know, that super insanely high DPS. It was like 2000 DPS or something like that, or very close to it. I could double check on that real quick before I make, you know, confident numbers. Where am I going? 42. Okay. It's so hard for me to see blue, and then blue on orange. It just doesn't happen. Point. Now, I'm curious, so I didn't take any damage with that. And I very rarely, I don't think I've ever taken damage. Yeah, ship integrity. I think I lose ship integrity when I jump at this. I'm starting to really think that. Because I don't think I've ever lost shields on this ship. Again, I have a boatload of shields on this ship. Let's go to outfitting. I genuinely want to see what the DPS is on. So the in-game DPS might be a little bit different than actual DPS, but it's still going to give you a close enough representation. So I think these pulse lasers that I have are grade 4, maybe grade 3. I really wasn't paying attention when I picked the ship up. Grade 3. So yeah, they're pretty much identical to each other. This might be one roll down, because like you're at 126.1, 126.3. And again, inertial impact adds a flat. It's like, I think it's like 68 or like 65 to 70% damage, just flat. And then short range blaster, at least in grade 3 form, adds like another 60% or something like that. So if I go over to Engineer Workshop and I go to burst lasers, I do have short range. So yeah, this adds a 27%, oh no, 51% to damage per second, and just straight up damage, another 51%. I think it's flat throughout the curve. So yeah, this, like, once you hit grade 5, can I even grade 4 these? No, because I don't have conductive polymers. But yeah, 75% on top of the 50% that inertial impact does. Which, again, I thought it was a little bit higher. I think on Coriolis it reads to like 68% or something like that, which is where I got my numbers from. But yeah, so let's see this. So right now, I don't know if I can actually look at my DPS. I think I might be able to. It'll come up in the stats down here. Ship specs, total mass, cargo capacity, total damage, 35 total damage, but my damage per second is 94. I don't think that's too accurate, but again, I could be wrong. So the fragmentation cannons, grade 3, double shot, yada yada yada. This is, grade 5, sorry. So this damage per second is increased by 50%. So we're at 375. Let's see if we're 375.4 damage per second. So with this, and let's see if we can get over to this, 249. This one doesn't have. Where's my other one? Oh, this is it. Okay, so 375, 352. I don't think this is 100% grade 5 rolled, just simply because of the down stats. But yeah, this is doing 6, 7, maybe 800 damage per second if I shot both of these at once. But obviously, you're not when you only have 2 of them. You're not shooting both of them at once. This is the thermal. So this is for shields, this is for armor, this has corrosive cells, so even if you wanted to, you could technically use the incendiary round for DPS, but you're doing 600 versus this one's DPS, which is, like, see, this says kinetic, but it's not actually kinetic, it's a mixture of kinetic and thermal, but this says its damage per second is 47. Yeah, about if you got these up to grade 4, you'd be doing about 100 damage per second, which isn't bad. It's not good, it's not bad, but compared to fragmentation cannons, you're actually probably more likely to do that 100 damage per second versus fragmentation cannons, where you're going to be missing fragment shots, you're not going to be hitting all of them, things like that. Now we're going to move on to my the ship that I absolutely suck flying, the Alliance Chieftain. And I wouldn't say I 100% suck at flying this, but it's got fixed everything. So I got a whole bunch of beams with thermal vent, and that's mainly to do my shield cell bank, because this only has 4 utility slots. So I wanted all of my utility slots to have some form of shield booster, because good lord, this thing needs it. This thing's shields are absolutely abysmal. I think I only have like 500. Yeah, 582 with some resistances. So I have 1,000 explosive and 1,000 just like flat, not actually like doing anything. So I have I'd have about 1,100 explosive, about 1,000 kinetic, and about 600 thermal. Like, I have absolutely no shields on this fucking thing at all. All of these are resistance augmented, and they're pretty much maxed out on level 1. And it's got super capacitors on it, so it's doing, 6% plus, so 26%. So this adds about another... So I legitimately only have like 250 shields without these on here, because this adds a 100% increase, or a 106, 107, or 108, or whatever, increase in shields, so that's double what I normally have. Yeah, this thing has no shields. It has absolutely fuck all shields. So I do absolutely 110% need the shield cell banks on there. And I need all of them, bar none. And I really suck at flying this because, again, it's got fixed on it. This only has reputation. I think I'm yoinking up all the mats. They don't have mats to give me. I'm trying to fight against Corvettes here, everybody. Who gives this? White tip? I might have to take this because they have mats. Exquisite focus crystals. We'll take this. It might actually give us to somewhere not 22,249. And... correct, which means I have to find this guy. I will most likely have to hunt this guy down. Let me just take a really quick... let me get some coffee here real quick, and I'll be right back. So the one thing about this, again, the one thing about this is it's mostly, if you land the right shots, you'll kill your target very, very fast. Cannons do have a relatively high critical chance. I'm not too sure what the percentages are exactly, but they definitely have a higher crit chance than railguns and plasma accelerators. And I don't know. Give me one moment. I don't know exactly what the statistics are again on it. There's no way to actually increase the crit chance. However, I have actually one-tapped anacondas in this thing. Like shields went down, shot my cannons, hit the power plant with both of them, and it immediately went down. And I've never done that with any other weapon in the game. And I've only been able to do it with large cannons. I haven't tried huge cannons, mainly because the only ships that I have with a huge huge hardpoint are the Fertilance, which I'm not going to run a cannon on. Sorry. The Corvette, which I'm not going to run cannons on, and the Anaconda, which again I'm not going to run cannons on. One of the only reasons I'm not running, what I want to do is run advanced plasma accelerators on this. I want rapid fire plasma accelerators. That would be bomb. And what I'm probably gonna do, excuse me, is just do really dumb shit with it. I'm probably gonna run sturdy mount on it so that that way the thermal load drops on it by about 25%, which I think will bring it back down to normal. So like the advanced plasma accelerator is actually probably one of the worst power play modules, simply because like with the Cyto, it is the definition of overpowered. Straight up definition of overpowered. And what do I mean by that? Again, it's the equivalent of a large beam. You can put it on a small hardpoint, so you can put it on literally any ship in the game, and once you engineer it, it's unstoppable. It's just unstoppable. Nothing will be out DPS that against shields, bar none. No plasma accelerators, railguns, multi-cannons, fragmentation cannons. Fragmentation cannons might have it if you land all pellets. If. I'm gonna deploy my weapons just for shits and giggles. I haven't. I think once he's jumped out of Super Cruise in here while I wait. The only wanted one here might be the Chieftain down here. Oh no, it's a Crusader. Interesting. I wonder if he has a fighter bay. I know my Crusader has a fighter bay. Yeah, we'll wait around just for a little bit. But we didn't get any update. Oh crap, we're going against Elmo. We're fucked. Oh no. Oh, we gotta hunt down, motherfucker. God damn it. I didn't read that at all. I'm dumb. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Destination obscured. Oh, it's behind the sun. So we're just gonna do frame shift drive. I'm gonna charge it up. Huh? Oh, I think we're mass locked. Yeah. Destructive? whatever. It slowed me down. I thought we were high waking, not low waking. But God, these missions are so irritatingly long. You got to jump to three different systems, or you got to jump 3 times just to get to them. In this case, I got to find an informant. I got to wait for the informant to low wake or drop out of low wake, and then I have to get into their wake, aka their instance. And then I got to wait for them to tell me. And then they're gonna tell me to jump somewhere else, and then I can find who I'm looking for. So essentially, I gotta wait for this guy to spawn. I gotta wait for Elmo to spawn. I gotta wait for him to be like, hey, follow me. And if he flies into the sun like an idiot, which had happened yesterday, it's gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna suck. I'm gonna have to drop out of low wake, or I'm gonna have to drop out of Super Cruise. I'm gonna have to re-enter Super Cruise. I'm gonna have to wait for him to spawn again. Yeah, it's just a nightmare. Like I was saying earlier, everything in Elite Dangerous is a grind. Everything. It's one of the most irritating things about Elite Dangerous. Come on. We're waiting for Elmo to spawn. We are waiting for Elmo to spawn, right? Wait, was that it? Mr. Elmo? Bojangles. Don't panic, I've been sent to find you. I wish I was a better impersonator, because then I could do Elmo voice. Oh, shit, fuck. God, the solar flare. Oh my God. Can you just drop, please? Fucking Christ almighty. Oh, too fast. Okay. So now we gotta drop into Elmo Bojangles. He's gonna be like, oh yeah, by the way, this is where he's going. He's gonna, like, he's gonna tell me, like, this is local. He's gonna tell me in local again, which you can see in Super Cruise technically, at least game chat wise. So he wants me to drop out of low wake instead of just sending me a direct message. Like, if he sends me a direct message when I drop out, he could have just sent me a direct message in space. And, like, it could have saved me so much time. See, local. Just such a waste of fucking time. So we went from here to here to here to here. And then we're gonna have to go from here to here to here once we get back. Oh, it's just a fucking nightmare. But yeah, my squad lead, Delta, I think they have an advanced plasma accelerator version of the Chieftain. I'm not too sure. They have a lot more hours on this game than I do. Oh God, I can't fucking see anything because I'm staring into the goddamn sun. And now we gotta scan the fucking nav beacon data. Look how much of a pain in the ass this is. For like 2 million credits. 22, 278. Warning, temperature critical. These run surprisingly hot as well. Especially since these were specifically designed to fight Thargoids, supposedly. Where you want to run cold. And you probably could run really cold if you're not running shields and all that stuff. Like, you can run pretty cold. Oh, that's what my other Vulture was for. I made it a stealth build. I think I threw like a large beam laser with thermal vent on it. And I can't remember what I think I was probably running that multi-cannon as well. Shit, no one's got this. Wait a minute. What? Oh. Oh. There's our guy. Yeah, that's the other thing about this particular chieftain. God, it just melts the distro. Let's see if I hit the power plant. Like that plasma accelerator shot. I mean, I'm doing decent damage, but I was really trying to hit the power plant. That was interesting. Can we get back to Pt1 with one jump? Oh, we can! Would you look at that? Magic. Rejoice. It's behind the sun. God damn it. F. I don't think I have a fuel scoop on this. Generally, I do. But, yeah, I would say this is a pretty okay build. I definitely want more charge. I definitely want to increase the distributor to a better charge enhance. Oh, whoopsie doodles. That will definitely lower how quickly I run out of beam lasers. Yeah, I definitely don't have a fuel scoop on this, which is interesting. I could have sworn I did. I have an interdictor on it. What? Huh, yeah, I thought I had a fuel scoop on it. Apparently I don't. That's rough. I think the next one on the list... God, God, what would it be? Oh yeah, my Federal Assault Ship. So, the Federal Assault Ship is a worse chieftain in every way. It's more expensive. It doesn't have as much. I think it actually has as much hull, but I think it has just as much shields. They're both certainly hull tanks over shield tanks, but I'm personally not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of hull tanks. It's just too much. Too much could go wrong with the hull tank, you know? So I try not to hull tank as much as possible. And so, yeah. It's really weird because I like hull tank ships that, I like the way they look, I like the way they handle. Because generally they handle okay, not great. Like this Chieftain, for example, it handles okay, not great. I mean, for its size, I'd guess. But I really do like the way the Alliance ships look. They just look spot on. You know, they look amazing. And I also like the way the federal ships look. But good lord, 2 of the 4 of them are just dog shit. The dropship sucks. You know, fun fact: when I first started playing Elite Dangerous, the Federation had 1 ship. It was the Federal dropship, and the Imperials had 1 ship. Maybe it had 2 ships. I think the Courier was there, and the Clipper was there. But the Feds only had 1 ship. It was the dropship, and that was like my main goal because I love the way the dropship looks. So that was my main goal to get. And when I got it, I actually mained the dropship. At the time, I didn't really notice the difference between ships that I was piloting. Like I think I had a Vulture actually, maybe not. I don't know what I had before the dropship, but I had the dropship, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. It has 4 mediums, and it has 1 large, and I'm like, it actually does decent damage. So I thought at the time. Let's change ships now. What's next? It will be my Federal Assault Ship. And then up next is my Challenger. Not my Challenger. Yeah, no. No, my... I don't know what they're called. Fuck. God, what is it? So, up next, after the Assault Ship, is going to be the Challenger, then the Crusader. But then I have a Fer-de-Lance that's below it. And what a lot of people don't know is the way that it's listed is by price. The ship's price dictates where it sits in the line of where it is. So my Assault Ship is, again, more expensive than my Chieftain. But let's see what I got. I think I have large beams, but they're efficient because I'm an idiot. And then I did thermal vent. So the whole point of when I put beams on them is I throw a thermal vent on there so that I don't have to run a heat sink with my shield cell banks. This, I think, barely out. I think it's on par. Like I think the heat generation stays the same with both of my beams hitting. God, I was so dumb for throwing efficient on there. But at the same time, I wanted to be able to fire these beams for a very long time versus my plasma accelerators, which have rapid fire on them, ironically. Mainly because, like, look, if you look at the distributor's draw is down, the rate of fire is up, the reload time's up. And again, with cannons, missiles, frag cannons, and plasma accelerators, the reload times are dog shit. So this is down by half, so it's 2.85 seconds, whereas before it's generally 5 seconds, which you want to avoid. And then I don't know if I have any heavy-duty resistance. Makes sense. These all have supercapacitors, so that's neat. These are all A-rated, so neato. This has more outright shields. No, it has more shields in general because it's got a little bit of a higher thermal resistance. and obviously it's got more hit points. So this has more shields than my chieftain. Awesome. I didn't do this with the other ones, but every single one of my combat ships is running lightweight heavy duty, because one of the major downsides to heavy duty is it increases the ship's weight, which changes its handling. So what you want to do when it comes to combat ships, you want to make them light, but you also want to make them durable. When you run, I'm not even going to be able to check all these other things because the Federal Assault ship isn't sold here. But when you run the other ship armors, they add weight, and they don't give you all that much. A fully maxed out grade 5 heavy duty core internal hardpoint or armor, it only gives you about 200 hit points overall versus heavy-duty lightweight, grade 5 lightweight armor. So it's like there's almost legitimately no point going with any other of the other holes. There's just no point. Then obviously overcharged, dirty. Oh, this has drives too. This has FSD, increased range, no mass manager. Canopy's never been shut out on any of my Federal ships, so lighten it up. Grade 5, charge enhanced. Grade 4, wow, it's actually got pretty significant. So this is the way I go. The charge enhanced because you actually get more time to fire with charge enhanced than you do like high capacity distributor, which the only reason you would want a high capacity distributor is if you're running a crap ton of plasma accelerators. Like this can run 4 plasma accelerators, and if you're running all 4, charge enhance isn't going to do anything. You're not going to be able to fire all 4, just straight up. Then I wanted lightweight scanner. So like with the lightweight, but also long range. So I have 8.7 kilometers. I think that's better. Oh, you can't get scanners here. I think this is on par with an A, but I'm also not too sure. I don't know why I did this. Don't ask. But then I got fuel tanks, core internals. I'm actually missing one, really? Let's do some whole stuff. Well, no. Can I do module? Do I want to do module? Not really. I don't think my shields are going to go down on this. My shields do go down on this. Oh, this isn't here. Oh, that makes sense. We'll leave it empty for now. I don't know what I'm missing on that one. We'll leave it for now. Oh, you know what I'm missing? I'm missing my vehicle hangar. I actually used to use this as an exploration ship. If you could believe that. I used to use my Federal Assault ship as an exploration ship. But when the Chieftain first came out, I was like, wait, the Chieftain does more damage, it's a little bit faster, it's lighter, and it has a higher jump range, and all these other things, and I'm like, why would I get this over a Federal Assault ship? And ultimately, I'm still on that boat. Why would you get a Federal Assault ship over a Chieftain? And the main reason I have it is because I like the way that it looks. It brings absolutely nothing more to the table than the Chieftain. Well, in this case, I have more shields, but I think that's mostly because of how I have my my utilities set up. So if I click on this and I do compare, you know, the Chieftain has a higher cruise speed, but not a higher boost speed. In this case, it's got less of a jump range because I only have... Where's my core internals? I only have a level 3 instead of a level 4, so that's why it doesn't have the jump range that mine does. It has less shields, but it has more hull. And I could probably add a little bit more hull to my Federal Assault ship. Again, I could throw a D2 hull reinforcement package on it. But as it sits right now, I have... Let's see. I have 1,800. Whereas I have 21 on the Chieftain. So obviously the Chieftain is going to have a lot more armor hit points. Like actual... Oh, that's a Challenger. It's going to have a lot more... That's a Challenger again. it's gonna have a lot more like physical hit points, but its thrusters are a lot more exposed. So you know, whether it actually is able to take more, very unlikely. But yeah, 2115. I think I would be able to match that with this if I threw oh, I do have one. Okay, cool. Oh god, Rouse it again. I think I'd be able to match it if I had a whole reinforcement package with grade 1 heavy duty. But then I think I'd lose the boost advantage. But I'd definitely be slower in my cruise speed. Albeit I don't think by that much. But yeah, so when it... like, I make up for... Shit. Whap, whap, whap. Oh, that was close. I'm definitely make up for the hit points in my shield department rather than my whole department. So, do they have the same? They have, at least as it stands, they have roughly the same amount of hit points. They're just as maneuverable as each other from the looks of it. Again, the chieftain is going to be a little bit faster in a straight line, but but that's about it. That's about as far as they go. And so, and the federal, like I was saying before, the federal assault ship is the black sheep of the family. Well, it doesn't look... I didn't get a message to have to go somewhere else, so that's neat. Because the federal assault ship is one of the... Oh, I have a fuel scoop on here. That's probably where those extra hit points came from. I get rid of the fuel scoop, and I put a whole reinforcement package on it. Hey, look, there's the guy. Robert Polson? I think he's going to run into the star. Ah, he did. Dumbass. Whatchamacallit. Anyway, it's very maneuverable. It does okay DPS, and it's an okay shield tank, and it's an okay hull tank. It's kind of like it's a multi-role combat ship. It doesn't have a jack of all trades, whereas like the gunship, it has very high DPS compared to the federal assault ship, but that's simply just because it has so many more hard points. It's got 4 mediums, which is double the amount of meat. Wow, Jesus. It's got double the amount of hit points, or double the amount of mediums. It's got 1... Ooh! What the fuck? What is this guy's problem? Well, he's an idiot because he missed me. Oh! He took out that ass fast! But yeah, you're going to be able to see that, yes, I indeed can fire these 2 large beam lasers for a very long time. Because, again, simply because they're efficient. I actually might want to target the power plant. So the other thing that I probably should be giving you advice on is set sub-targeting to the scroll wheel on the mouse. I'm gonna take that. We want to thermal vent just a little bit. Oh, missed. Oh god. I'm absolutely sucking with this. I'm definitely taking more damage in my federal assault ship than I did my chieftain, but that's because I don't have the feds fighting this thing. And as you can tell, one of my rapid fires is definitely higher rapid fire than the other one. Ooh, wow, I hit that. I can't believe I fucking hit that. Ah. Yeah, I took that to the face. Take that. I booped him. So I'm missing critical message. So that wasn't too bad. Definitely better than the Chieftain, as far as... I know I keep comparing them and saying the Chieftain is full out better. But I am able, for whatever reason, I'm able to hit plasma accelerator shots way more accurately than I'm able to hit cannon shots. Which is weird, like, to say the least. But I honestly, I think that's because I've spent more time with plasma accelerators than I have with anything else. And the one thing that I do gotta say is I took a lot more damage that time around than I did with the Chieftain. And I want to chalk that up to the fact that the Corvette was not aggroed by the police, essentially. So I'm just going to leave that as is. I'm going to say that I probably would have taken the same amount, if not more damage in the Chieftain. Just simply because I would have missed a lot more of my shots. And I wouldn't have been able to kill him as fast. I was able to kill it faster with the beams, just simply because I could actually shoot the beams longer, with efficient large than, 3 small. And if I was going to be running if I wasn't going to be running a shield cell bank on the Chieftain, I'd probably run Cytos instead, just to take down the shields a lot faster. But the problem is again, I run into the same problem with the Chieftain that I do the Federal Assault Ship. I take a lot of shots. So I take a lot of shots and I don't have a lot of shields. So I do need that shield cell bank regardless of whether I want to run it or not. If I want to keep my shields up, I need the shield cell bank. That's just without question. So the thing that I don't want to do is run Cytos on it. I've actually tried. It didn't work. The medium will not outdo the thermal draw of the shield cell bank. Just not going to happen. So as it sits right now, I'm probably not going to change the Chieftain up a little at all. At least I'm not going to change that Chieftain. Actually, I'm probably not going to change the Chieftain up at all. I'll probably leave the Chieftain as is. I do definitely want to build a ship around Cytos, but I think I've already done it. The Viper's pretty good. Well, the Viper's okay. The Eagle's pretty good. What else would I have Cytos on? I think I have Cytos on my Challenger, but again, one of the main reasons that I have it on the Challenger and not anything else, oh my god, is because I have a fighter bay on... I think the Challenger's the one with the fighter bay. Actually, I don't think I have that on the fighter bay. I really need to check things out.
Landing successful. Dispatching ground crew. Enjoy your visit, Commander.
Yeah, I'll enjoy the visit, possibly. God, I'm getting so many materials from Corvette hunting, and I could probably get more materials if I scooped up the materials that the Corvette dropped. But after this, it is going to be my Challenger. I don't know what I have on this. Multi-cannons? Cyto scramblers? Oh, I do have Cytos on this. And I have a Packhound missile. I actually saw this build, not with the I don't know if it had Cytos or not, but the triple multi-cannon, the Packhounds, and again, I'm not sure if I had the Cytos or not, if it had Cytos or not, but it, there was a thing. Again, better DPS, less shields. This one's going to be slower. It's going to be doing a hell of a lot more damage to it. It doesn't. It's got a heatsink on it, so I saw that coming. So that's why it doesn't have as much shields. This doesn't have a fighter bay, so we're just gonna have to suck that up. I'm not. I think it'll be okay, DPS wise. Honestly, it's gonna be able to take the it's going to be able to take the shields down relatively quickly, and as far as the hull, as long as I can keep a missile lock, one of the main issues that I have with my courier, and I've already tried this, I'm not even going to fly my courier. Sorry, it's just not going to happen. It just can't outperform a shield cell bank on... Let's see. I'm looking for a Corvette that has mats, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get it, so I'm just going to have to go for a Corvette. Just standalone. This is a wing. That's a wing. This isn't. I can't believe I'm running out of Corvettes to kill. It's not even going to be a Corvette. Dumb. This isn't going to be a Corvette either. Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna have to go to a different. I'm gonna have to go to a different starport because this doesn't have it kill any Corvettes. That's rough. Where am I gonna go? I think we'll go to 22-249. Actually, I need to check out that system. I don't know if it's got a large pad or not. Oh, it does. It's gonna take us a little bit of time to get there, but we'll be okay. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, yeah, the courier, it's got a fragmentation cannon with incendiary, and then it's got a fragmentation cannon with corrosive, and then it's got a grade. Oh, shit, that's worse. And then it's got a grade for mag capacity engineer slot. It doesn't have any experimentals on it. It probably should have experimentals on it, but it doesn't. Because here's the thing, with the cannon experimentals and the missile experimentals, they're almost all meant for PvP. Almost none of them are meant for PvE. So it's... yeah. So I don't run any experimentals on them as of right now. Mainly because I don't want to throw the experimental on there and then be like, that was a waste of material. That was a waste of materials and now I'm doing less damage. Like, the high yield shell on the cannons is probably what I want to go for. Because it does turn it into a bit of explosive. It does cause explosive damage. I don't know if do I have a fuel scoop on this? I don't think I can scoop from this anyway. Oh god, Denny Landing is so far. Anyway, I think this only has grade 1 pack hound. Let's see what it says. Yeah, it's got grade 1 high cap, so... it's got 17 per shot. And I think it fires 3 or 4 per shot, but... I don't know how many it's got in reserve. 163, so it's got a decent amount of it's got a decent amount of ammo. An Anaconda, but I don't have an interdictor. Do I? I do! I do get... Oh, it's gone now. Dumb! Maybe I should have been paying attention to that. Fuck. But yeah, I like pack hounds, one, because they look cool, but when you do throw ammo capacity at them, they actually gain a lot more ammo compared to your standard missiles. And it's kind of like the burst function with the burst lasers and the Imperial hammers. Even if you don't hit all of them, you still do some damage. With a regular missile launcher, with point defenses, as you can tell, every single Corvette we've gone against actually has the same loadout. So they have 3 or 4 point defense things on it. That's got 2 on top and 2 on the bottom. And if you're close enough to where your pack hounds don't drunk fire, I think they're called drunk missiles because they go up and down and left, right, and they fly like they're drunk. If they don't drunken fire, then the point defense will take pack hounds out, but you have to be close enough to actually get it to not drunk fire. Oh, we fucked up. Okay, well, we didn't mess up as much as I thought we did. Anyway, it takes a lot, or you have to be really close. And the other thing that I don't like about regular missiles is just how little ammo you have. Like, I think so. The Cyto Scrambler Eagle that I showed off at the beginning of the stream, the Cyto Scrambler Eagle that I had actually ran missiles and a beam laser. It ran dumbfire missiles because they had the most. They had the most ammo and the highest mag. And so it ran dumbfire missiles and it ran a beam laser at first, but then I ran the Cyto Scrambler on it. And one of the main issues that I'd run against if I tried to run that same missile build versus these Corvettes is those missiles would be shot down. I'd be essentially down to 0 DPS, 0 damage once the shields went down on the Corvette. And so that's kind of why, oh god, I'm going to have to do, if they have fight Corvettes, I'm going to have to fly all the way back to this station. That's rough. I'm dumb. Whatever. It'll be fine. But yeah, that's something that I had to think about. I was like, I need very high DPS, and I need to actually land the DPS, which is why I went with cannons instead of multi-cannons. Technically, if I really wanted to, I could throw enforcers at it. I don't know what the enforcer damage is, however. I think it's very similar to either a large... I think it's very similar to a large multi-cannon. But it has an incredibly low fire rate as well. I'd have to check the stats of it, but I believe that enforcers are somewhere between a medium and a large, or maybe a large and a huge. But that is something that I thought about as well. If I went with enforcers, I'd probably have a little bit higher DPS. Am I supposed to go to 30? Is this 30? This is 30. Okay. Again, I'm blind. I can't see blue all that well, especially against an orange background. But, oh god, once I finish with this mission, I'm going to have to go back to Purigen to get missions. Or to get my other ships, to compare them. This was a mistake. Why did I come out here? Oh, hey, it's the people that I'm hostile with. She looks so angry. I wonder if we can do anything. What's free? I got no missions! I got 2 combat missions. What am I going after? I don't have 2 combat missions! I need to at least be cordial. I need to be, like, up here. Good lord. Do I have any transport missions? No. Do I have any transportation missions? No. Wow. Operations? No. Wow. Do I have any missions at all for these guys? No. Wow. Well, they are the mob, so fuck you people. Let's see. Ooh, here we go. Threat level 8. Anaconda. Not Anaconda. Corvette. Alright, now that we finally have a Corvette mission, let's go kill it. Beluag. Is it Beluag or Beluag? Beluang? Yeah, I can't speak. I can't pronounce weird names. Sorry.
Ship released.
That's like one of the major downsides at my job is I just can't pronounce people's names because god damn do people I tapped that. People have the weirdest spellings for names. Like some people have like completely normal sounding names, but it's spelled with like X's and Z's and frickin' Q's and shit, and you're just like, why is it spelled that way? Like, it's so dumb. See, I'm talking over the phone. I'm like, oh good lord. I just straight up be like, dude, how do you say your name? Like, I'm not even gonna attempt it. But whatchamacallit? God, I really hope I don't have to go fucking hunt some people down with some of these missions, because now I gotta go to 9 different starports, and it's just so irritating. Hey, look, an anaconda. Ooh, you can actually go pretty fast into this nav beacon. Neat. Oh wait. No. He's not here. There you are. Okay. Oh, I already fucked this up. Oh, I took that to the face. So I had to use a sealed cell bank there. Remember, we have a lot less shields. We have a lot less shields than... Oh, I'm failing miserably. My pack counts aren't drunk firing. We were a little too close for them. We might lose our shields. Never mind. He did. Alright, let's go get our another ship. We'll go back to Pt1. We'll grab our other ship. In this case, it's going to be a challenge or a Crusader, because we're in our Challenger. Whatchamacallit? What are we doing? So we'll grab... No! Up next is actually our Fer-de-Lance, interestingly enough. This one is half built. It's... I don't know if I want to bring it out, in all honesty. It's really bad. I don't know if I want to bring it out or not. It's legitimately one of those ones where I don't have a scoop on this one either. Okay. Good to know. Like, that's one of the main reasons I didn't bring my Cobra or my other Vulture out, is they're just not built. And when they're not built, they're garbage. I'm sorry, they are. So, I don't know if I'm going to bring this Fer-de-Lance out. I'll look over the build just a little bit, see what's up. Metcalf. Anywho, I'll look it over real quick, see if I got any, see if I feel comfortable enough, essentially, with the build itself, and then I'll make a decision. But most likely, I'm going to skip ahead to my other Fer-de-Lance, which is way more built. But you can technically, the interdictor's like, yeah, we can interdict a station. I don't care. Could you imagine? But yeah, I think both of my Fer-de-Lance builds have shield cell banks. Maybe.
Welcome to this independent station, Commander. Please fly safely during arrival and departure.
Safely.
Authorized. Set down on landing pad 07.
So let's see what's next. I believe it's the other Fer-de-Lance. It's my first Fer-de-Lance. Landing gear deployed. Ammo.
Contact. Command system shut down. Welcome, Commander.
Shipyard. What do we got? So we had Chieftain. Yeah, okay, let's see what we got. Can I click on it, please? Okay, why can't I click on it? Thank you, game. Efficient beam. Overcharged, efficient. One has thermal vent. God, this is kind of meh. It's got a resistance build on it. It's got no jump range, so no, I'm not going to be using this because it's got absolutely no jump range on it. It does have a shield cell bank. Wow, it's got a grade 5 thermal resist. Good lord. All these are grade 4. Okay, I gotta look at this as far as, like, resistances go, because good lord. Oh my god, it's got so many snowflakes on it. $70, $60. So I have 600 shields. I have about 700 shields with this. That's actually insane. Yeah, see, all E's. So these are all... this was a straight-up resistance build. Is this going to tell me shield regenerate? Broken is 3.8 seconds. So it'll take a minute... No. Almost 2 per second. Let's just round it up to 2 per second. It'll take 2 minutes to go from 1% all the way back to up to 100. And it'll take... It'll take like 30 seconds for the shield to come back up. That's ridiculous. But it's not gonna have the horsepower. It's not gonna have the DPS to outdo it might. We'll just go with this one. This one's next. What's after this? God, is it my Type 10? I'm gonna cry if it is. Oh no, it's going to be my Crusader. I'm not going to bring out my Federal dropship. That's not built either. We're going to do... So after this, we're going to do the Dorito, the T10, Anaconda, and then the Corvette. Corvette will be, you know, final. Corvette versus Corvette. We'll check the mission board. See, because I'd prefer not to fly out that far again, not going to lie. So let's see, what do we got? A whole bunch of wing missions. Looks like we're gonna have to fly out that far anyway. Balls. Okie dokie. So let's go back out here. Come on, lot of course. Okay. Come on, there we go. So this has grade 3 burst laser, 4 grade 3 burst laser with inertial impact on it, short range blasters. At least I think they're grade 3. Yep, grade 3. So it does a lot. It's pretty intense. Oh, shit. Oh! Again, I really don't like the Fertilance. Uh-oh. We didn't tell you we were live because we've been streaming for like 2 hours. 3 hours. Maybe? You were asleep when we started. We're like already near the end of stream, essentially. We only got like three or four more ships to fly. 2 hours and 16 minutes. So yeah, we started streaming at 8 o'clock-ish. 7:50. But yeah, mic works, I'm assuming. Because obviously you replied. We don't know how good the game sounds are, though, compared to our mic. We might just be completely and utterly overshadowing it. Because our mic is at 100%. And then our... Why don't you go take a nap, then? Go take a nap. But yeah, our mic is at 100%, and then our boost is at like 60%, I think. And then the overall system sounds are set to like 60%. So even though our in-game audio is set to 100%, except for music volume, because music volume is bleh. Yeah, we don't know how loud these are. Yeah, but are we overpowering the game? Like, well, I guess combat isn't happening, and combat's pretty loud. But hey, look. The chest pillows, you could just sleep in between them, and then the bra should just hold you tightly. Should gently. Looking? What's looking? Cozy pillows. I wish they were bigger than they were, but I think that's just a mood in general. Did we say okay? Love. We don't remember that far back. Lost Moon Incorporated. We got that delightful 30-second delay. Yeah. The delay is rough, in all honesty. And okay, so no, we're not blaming you for us not knowing what you were talking about, because to be fair, if we just can't remember 30 seconds to a minute back. We just can't. We can't remember what we say. So, oh well. It happens. We also don't know what our latency is set to. Like, we basically had... we used to have this set up for Tarkov streaming. So we're assuming the latency is pretty far out. That way we could actually stream Tarkov. But also we had, like, the audio settings and stuff set up for Tarkov. So we're not sure what the audio sounds like right now. We're not too sure if it's too loud or it's not too quiet. You know, it's one of those things where we're just like, maybe. We know for a fact we did not say any of that. We know for a fact that is not at all what was said. We're not saying it, love. Sorry.
Landing permitted. Cleared for landing on docking bay 08.
That would require us to say positive things about ourselves. Okay, better. Fuck these stations that are so far out from the main star. God, it's such a waste of time.
Touchdown confirmed.
Touchdown confirmed.
Welcome to our starport, Commander.
You're very welcome. I don't know why I said you're welcome to him saying welcome to our starport. Let's see here. Is this threat level 8? No, it's threat level 7, so it's not a Corvette. Oh, I have to kill a buttload of those. Don't want to do that. Hazelstone, threat level 8. Ah, ha, ha. So you said, well, you typed in the message above that you had in quotes. Pretty sure you said X, Y, and Z. Obviously, you didn't say X, Y, and Z. And I said, no, for sure, we did not say that. We know for a fact we didn't say that. And then that's what we were replying to. As of for the rest of that, we're all talking about a lead. I don't think there's anybody in the doorway. I hope there's no one in the doorway. We know you didn't, love, but we're not going to say what you think we said.
You have cleared the no-fire zone. Until next time, Commander.
Yeah, so, okay. So we're actually gonna do a really big dumb once we get into our Chongus ships. We boost out of the doorway. And right now, we're in a relatively small ship. She's only about 70 meters long, and about 30 meters wide at her widest. Oh, God, I don't have to hunt this motherfucker down. Okay, we don't have to. Q. So we get to go to the nav beacon, which is apparently behind us. Wow, we dropped it like right in front of the nav beacon. Neat. I hope this is a Corvette. I really hope it's not an Anaconda. We've been doing so well so far. We have 22 ships in total. We've flown about 14 out of the like 17 combat ships that we have, mainly because 2 of the combat ships that we have. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, he ran into the nav beacon. Oh wait, no, the nav beacon's over here. Interesting. There's cheaters in our whitest. Love, you're not that big. Oh, there you are. Go! Oh, this is gonna suck. Oh, this is gonna suck. Oh. Whew. Okay. We're okay. The Fer-de-Lance does not like orbiting at all. That's kind of our biggest problem with it. Oh, we botched it. You're distracting us, love. Oh, we're gonna get smacked in the face. Lead us. Lead us. Oh, why did we choose a system with... Don't we want to put those away? But the station's so far from the main star. God. We did Hekky Wekky. Where is it? You're a space faring vessel? Yeah? Are you a hot space faring vessel? It's literally the last thing on the fucking nav wall. And so pilotable. Oh no. Nav beacon scan data confirmed. Nav beacon scan data confirmed. We had a really lucky draw when we first started streaming. When we were in our Eagle, we had a double spawn. So we had there's a chance in Elite Dangerous that when you let's say I scanned the nav beacon data and I jumped out and I went to one of the signal sources. There's a chance when you go to the signal source. Oh crap! Coffee? Nope, it's cold. Depression. There's a chance when you go to the signal source, it'll spawn 2 of your targets. When we dropped into the signal source, our target jumped out of Super Cruise. Like the instance that we're in is called Super Cruise. When we dropped out of Super Cruise, one of the other, a second one jumped in. And so we shot that one because he was originally shooting us. And the one that was in the instance itself that we were supposed to be going after, that one just kind of sat there and did absolutely nothing. So we were able to kill one of them, and then, we were able to kill both of them. But the second time around that we shot the guy, because it was the same guy, same ship, same NPC, same everything. Yeah, he just took a knee. Like that fight, it was pretty funny. Oh yeah, if you shoot a space station, that's it. You're done. You die. Like instantaneous death is what awaits you when you shoot a station. Oh, are we cutting out? I kind of walked away for a second. Uh-oh. Oh, it's gonna suck if our stream ends up dying right as we're like only 3 ships away. 3 ships away from ending this. God, it takes 3 hours? Over 3 hours to go through. God, I think it's 5 or 6 combat ships and. It just looks like the stream froze for a handful of seconds. A couple times now. Uh-oh. That's not good. We're gonna have to go back to Pt1. After we turn this bit, we'll get to the point where we'll figure out the stream thing once we get back to Pt1 real quick after this. Look how pretty. I don't think we can land on that ship on that planet. It would be really neat if we could, but I don't think we can. Oh, did we emergency drop? No, we didn't. Okay, cool.
Zorgon Peterson, Foxtrot Romeo Alpha. We've prepared a landing pad for your arrival, Commander. Welcome to our station. Landing permitted. Adjust heading for approach to pad 37.
Yeah, we don't really like flying the Fertilons simply because it's a very hard ship to fly with flight assist on, and that's kind of the thing is about the Fertilons is with flight assist on, it's really, she feels really chonky, and that's kind of the downside of the Fertilons is she really doesn't like to orbit like a lot of the other ships, so you gotta fly her a particular way. When it comes to when it comes to actually like flying the ship, you really gotta fly them a different way compared to every other ship, and it's kind of irritating. But it does have similar thrust values and engine values compared to, like, the Vulture and the Eagle. They all have similar thrust things. The wife is back. No, so you have fire zones. So if you deploy your weapons in the fire zone, the station, the ATC, I guess it's not really air traffic control, it's space traffic control. So STC goes, hey, by the way, put your guns away, you're in a no-fire zone, I'll show you.
Detach confirmed. Restrict speed until clear of the station perimeter.
Oh, he didn't yell at me. Interesting. Well, I'll put it away. Do we have to deploy them? Nope. But yeah, if you're in a no-fire zone, generally they yell at you and they go, hey, you're in a no-fire zone, don't fire, and then you gain a fine if you actually start firing. But say it says no-fire zone, exit up in the top left, or the chat box. And if you start firing, you get a fine. But if you actually hit the station, they just immediately open fire on you. You become hostile, and then you go to jail. And you totally can. So, when I originally started playing Elite Dangerous, combat was one of the worst ways to earn money in this game. And we've done nothing but combat the entire time we've played. But combat got a buff a couple years ago now. Oh my god. We feel old. But yeah, combat got a buff a couple of years ago now. So you actually make decent money with combat. Like, the most you could get out of a kill when it came to combat was like 150,000 credits. It was absolute dog shit. And it was against one of the hardest enemies that you could fight against. So, like, combat, the risk versus reward was dog shit. It was incredibly risky, and you gained nothing for it, essentially. But now you can get upwards of, like, 1,000,000 credits. Like, every time we go against a Corvette, again, one of the upper tier enemies, quote unquote, even though they're, as you can probably tell, really easy to go against. You know, you get 600, 700, anywhere between 600,000 and 1,000,000 credits to kill them. So, like, and now it's actually worth something. If you want, my Corvette, my Challenger, my Corvette, my Crusader, my Anaconda, and my Type 10 all have fighter bays. What you could do is just to not risk your own butt, your own ship, and, you know, just turn you into absolute mush. No. You can't play this game in VR without a flight stick. I will tell you that right now. So, I have actually tried this game in VR, and here's the issue with Elite Dangerous in VR. Whatchamacallit? Here's the issue with VR, is, you're basically looking at a 2D screen turned into a 3D screen. So you see the dashboard and everything, like, you can't get closer to that. If you, like, move your head in, it just, like, zooms in a little bit. It's, oh, fuck! You distracted us!
Vacate this area at once, Commander.
Yeah, you can't, you can't play this in VR with a keyboard and mouse. Like, you can look around and stuff, like, you can look around, but this is pretty much what you're looking around with. There's very little in terms of actual 3D-ness when you're in VR. Where are we going? Pad 5. I think this is landing pad 5.
Warning, landing gear not deployed.
Yeah, I know. And one of the downsides of the going into this game with VR is, if, like, right now, as you